Hello everyone, Kaoz here, and welcome to another old school RuneScape video. I've made many money making guides in my time here on YouTube, and very recently I realized I don't have a video on hourly or even daily activities for you to make a lot of money with the least amount of effort possible. And with membership prices increasing quite soon, I bet a lot of players will stop paying for membership and instead turn to bonds. Because of this, we need to make the most out of our GP, and I will show you my favorite activities to make some decent profit in an incredibly chill way. And speak of the devil, stick around till the end for a juicy bond giveaway. I will order these methods from most to least profitable, starting with the farming ones, and then I will show you some other quick ones you can do every single day. My only disclaimer for this video is that, like I said during my runecrafting uploads, what you will see here is from a maxed account with pretty much everything unlocked, so results may vary, but honestly, not by that much, as you can still make a consistent amount of money if you follow all of these easy steps. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on and to join the Discord to be notified of new uploads and whenever I go live. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. So with all that being said, let's begin. Now, because most of these methods involve farming, because to be quite honest, it's like the best passive way to make money, I am going to give you guys two suggestions that really, other than suggestions, are hard requirements if you want to get even more GP for doing absolutely nothing. If you guys have done Hespori before, and if you have a couple of Atas seeds, go ahead and plant them whenever they die, or if you're doing this for the very first time, because they are going to give you more yield out of your patches, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. And the second one is that you guys get yourself a bottomless compost bucket, because every time you put one type of whatever compost you want in there, it is going to double it, effectively cutting the cost of it in half. And of course, it's going to last way longer. So grab these two things, and let's begin with the farming money makers. Alright fellas, we are going to start with my favorite one, and that is your herb, flower, and allotment run, more typically known as an herb or just a farm run in general. This one is going to depend on what levels, quests, and achievement diaries your account has, because what you will see is that there are 15 allotment patches, 7 flower patches, and finally 9 herb patches scattered all across RuneScape. And to use some of these, you will need to complete a specific quest or even a tier of achievement diary. If you want to learn how to maximize your route, I have a great video in the description that's actually still relevant to this day. Now, how often should you do this? If you use lower level seeds, you can do allotment runs every 40 minutes, but the one I recommend the most is snapegrass every 70 minutes. However, because the seeds are dirt cheap, any allotment will yield a decent profit. Now, if you are really struggling for GP, you can do flower seeds every 20 minutes, and for this one I recommend limpwood roots, since it's the best crop you can harvest from this patch. Unless you are dirt poor and you're looking to maximize your gains, I would typically recommend doing this every 80 minutes when you do your herb runs. In this example, I was using snapdragon seeds, which are pretty much the most expensive ones in the game, but by using seeds like toadflax, irit, or even corms, for example, you can make your money back with pretty much a single herb from just one patch. I would recommend planting expensive seeds like Snapdragon or Raynar on the disease-free patches for them not to die, and then the cheap seeds on all of the other patches. The disease-free patches are located in Trollheim and Weiss, and finally in Hosidius if you have a 50% favor in that house. For a full run, I was able to make 40k in the 25 minutes thanks to the grimy Snapdragons, Limper Roots, and Snapegrass, but if you want to cut some time and you just want to do the herb run, I can make 250k in less than 10 minutes, also by using the Snapdragon seed. Now, if I am awake for, let's say, 16 hours a day, and I set my alarm every 80 minutes to do my farm run, by following this method, I can do about 10, 11, or 12 of these herb runs, and that means 4 million GP every single day, which is very close to a bond. Obviously depending on how many seeds die or if you get more from these patches, but typically that would be a very average amount. I am going to leave you guys an OSRS wiki link in the description where you can calculate your profit per run by inputting information like your level, number of patches, type of seeds, and much more, so start doing this as soon as possible for some extremely easy profit. When you finish your run, and if you want to get just a little bit more GP for your efforts, go ahead and grab all of your herbs and put them in vials of water to turn them into unfinished potions. These ones are going to automatically be more expensive than the herbs themselves, because honestly, who the hell wants to do this when training herblore? So you can actually be that person who facilitates that service, and you're going to get just a little bit more GP for your efforts. In just under 2 minutes, I was able to make a 44k, a little bit extra money from my Snapdragons, and this is actually a pretty quick moneymaker that you can do, or if you just want to do it separately, you can grab whatever type of herb seed you want and grab your vials of water, put them into unfinished potions, and then sell them back to the Grand Exchange. Also, after your herb run, I recommend doing your Birdhouse runs. Not only is this going to be amazing hunter experience in the long run because you are not even training the skill traditionally per se, but even if you use lower level houses, you're going to get a couple of bird nests that you can sell on the Grand Exchange raw, or you can crush them with a pestle and a mortar. For my run, I was using redwood houses, and that actually got me 50k GP in just under a minute by doing the run itself and also crushing the nests, which, if you ask me, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's still pretty good GP per hour that you can do every 50 minutes. But if you do it every 80 with your herb run, it's really not going to be that bad. Also, another very important one, we have farming contracts in the farming guild. In order to quote-unquote maximize this one, I would recommend level 85 farming, because that's when you can access the highest tier of the farming guild and you can actually plant a lot more things. But this is also going to very heavily depend on what type of contract you have. If you choose, let's say for example, a tier 3 contract and you are told to grow white lilies, that takes a humble 20 minutes and you can actually clear that very quickly. If you get very unlucky though, you can get a redwood tree which takes several days to grow, or, you know, slightly less unlucky, you can get a fruit tree as a contract which takes 16 hours to grow. Now the thing for this one is that if you grab an easy contract, you can get a seed pack that will give you as little as 3k if you get really unlucky, but for the one I have right here, I was able to get 115k GP by growing a dwarf wheat seed, and yeah, selling that, I was very lucky to get a couple of extra high level seeds that I later sold, and this is also one thing that you can do very passively for a lot of money. And if you really want to stretch that GP, you can also turn all of those seeds, especially the tree and the fruit tree seeds, into saplings that you can also sell on the Grand Exchange, and they will go for just a little bit more GP. Alright, let's move to a less common one, and that is going to be Yanillian Hops. For this one, you need a very humble 16 farming, although in order to maximize your gains, I would say, you know, maybe get 50, 60, 70 GP, and use all of the boosting things that you can do with farming in order to get as many as possible from the 4 patches scattered across RuneScape. Why are these so expensive and important is because Yanillian Hops are required for you to protect mahogany trees in Fossil Island by paying the little squirrels, and honestly this doesn't really take that long. They grow very quickly, which is in just an hour, and just by doing this you can get a lot more money every single time you do your either herb runs, or if you want to do this separately, just do it every 60 minutes. For this next one, let's assume that you don't care about farming experience that much anymore, and instead of using the fruit tree patches to maximize our XP gains, we are going to use it for money. At level 68 farming, you can plant palm trees, and after protecting it with a couple of papayas, they will take 16 hours to grow, and then you can pick the coconuts from their branches. You can actually do this every 4.5 hours, and it actually takes only 3 minutes to do a full coconut run, and in this amount of time I was able to make about 100k, which, if you ask me, is also a very good moneymaker for just a very quick palm tree run. Also related to farming, we are going to use the compost bins also scattered across RuneScape, and for this one I am using watermelons in order to make super compost, and you can also grab volcanic ash in order to turn what you get from the compost bin into ultra compost. Now this one takes slightly longer, about 15 minutes to do, and you can do this every 35 to 50 minutes. However, after a full run I was able to make 95k. In my very personal opinion, this one is not extremely good to do because it takes slightly longer, but if you're struggling for GP, this one is also heavily recommended, as Ultra Compost will always be used for those nice herb runs. Starting on the lower end for farming, we have berry bushes, and for this one I recommend level 59 farming for white berries. If you plant these from scratch, you are going to have to wait 160 minutes, and after you check their health and if you pick them for the first time, they are going to take about 80 minutes to regrow all of the berries. This one is also not heavily recommended because it took me 3 minutes to visit all of the bushes, and after getting all of these, I only got to 22k for my efforts. Again, if you're trying to stretch as much GP as possible, if that's even how you say it, this is extremely easy GP that you can just literally get by teleporting to these locations and pick the bushes, no problem. And the last one for farming, we have potato cactus, which you are able to grow at level 64. This one is not extremely profitable because there are only 2 cactus patches in the entirety of RuneScape, being Alchemy and the farming guild, and honestly you can't get a lot of money out of these even if you grow normal cactus spines, which are technically more useful because they are used to protect your yew trees. After you plant them first, you wait about 70 minutes for them to grow, and then you can reharvest them every about 2 hours or slightly less, and for this one, sadly, I was able to make about 14k in 2 minutes, but again, if you're trying to make the most out of your GP, this one is also something you can do every single hour or even hour and a half or even 2 like I got before. And now that we are done with farming, we are going to go to the Nightmare Zone area for us to get herb boxes. I know you guys have done a ton of combat outside of Slayer, which you shouldn't do, but I'm not here to judge you. If you have a ton of leftover points, which is my case, I have about 9 million points for whatever reason, I don't even remember what I was trying to get. You can get 15 herb boxes every single day, because obviously these are going to have a limit in order to protect my integrity and my pixels. So by buying 15 of these in one day, I was able to sell them to the Grand Exchange, and I got 200 GP that you can technically do in just 1 minute if you visit the store. But typically I don't really recommend doing this if you don't have any leftover points. There are easily a lot of things that you can do for a lot more money that doesn't really require the NMZ. But if you have some leftover points, this is something very quick that you can do for easy profit. Another very common tip in these types of videos is going to be buying your daily Battlestaves. This is going to require your Varrock diaries, and since I have the elite tier, I am able to buy 120 battle staffs from the staff shop. You can do this every 24 hours, and in just under a minute, I am making 130k GP, which is absolutely amazing, and it really takes just a few clicks every single day. If you're not even playing old school RuneScape, then this is definitely something you want to log in for every single day. Also locked behind diaries, this time the Kaoz one, we have buying Dynamite every single day. This is not as expensive as Battlestaves, but in just under a minute as well. By claiming my daily Dynamite, I was able to make 58k GP, again in just 1 minute by me getting them and then selling it to the Grand Exchange. So again, this is a great one that you can do very quickly for just a bit of GP. One that's not very common one to mention is using your Lumberage Ring in order to high alch things without the need of runes. Now for this one, I bought 30 rune plate bodies, and without the need of nature and fire runes, I got to 30k GP in just under a minute, which is literally what it takes to alch your 30 items every single day. So go to your favorites, alch calculator on the internet if you want, look at what's profitable to high alch, and then go for the highest one that you can possibly do for just a little bit of GP in just under a minute. By completing different tiers of the Kandarin diaries, you're able to give flax to the flax keeper south of Sears village, and he is going to give you bowstring instead. Because I have the elite diary, I was able to give him 250 flax, and he gave me 250 bowstring, which I was able to sell to the Grand Exchange for 22k in just under a minute as well. Again, not a lot, but still a pretty humble amount. This next one you can do every single day, but people typically wait a week or even just a full month to gather their resources, and it is of course your Miscellanea Kingdom. By completing the Throne of Miscellanea and also Royal Trouble, you are given your own kingdom to manage, and by keeping your daily percentage up and also paying your servants or subjects, whatever you want to call them, you can get a ton of resources every single day. By just waiting 24 hours, I was able to make 20k in about 3 minutes that it takes for me to visit the kingdom, tell the guy to give me my resources, and then manage or give some money back, and then sell it to the Grand Exchange for just a bit of GP. Normally this is more common for Ironman, but you can also do this for, humble amount of GP every single day. By completing certain tier of the Western Diaries, you're also able to claim Ogre Arrows from Rance, the guy who you have to go to whenever you are killing the chumpies. In 24 hours, I was able to make 10k GP in about 2 minutes. This one takes slightly longer to get to, and this one is not a great amount, but still something you can do every day. Whenever you complete the quest Hand in the Sand, you're able to claim 84 buckets of sand every single day from the guy next to the sand pit in Yanil. If you complete the Elite RD Diaries, he is able to send it directly to your bank, and you can do this every 24 hours, although this one is not great, it only gave me 4k GP, but if you have them automatically sent to your bank, these can eventually stack up in the future, and you can sell a very big amount to the Grand Exchange by literally not even moving a finger. You just have to log in and wait for your sand to be delivered. Also, after completing certain types of the RD Achievement Diary, you're able to claim a pure essence from the Wizard Competi, if I'm even saying that correctly, northeast of the RD Market. And although 250 essence doesn't sound like that much, if you put just a little bit of effort with just a couple of runs, like maybe 2 or 3, you're able to turn all of these essence into whatever rune you want, and it is of course going to give you more profits. But the essence themselves, not really that useful, but still something you can do every day. And the final tip I have for you guys is that by completing a certain tier of the Wilderness Diaries, you're able to go to the Majorina Bank and talk to this dude in order to claim 50 free runes every single day. As you can see, I was extremely unlucky with this one, and I got mind runes, which are like literally 1 or 2 GP each, but you can get pretty lucky with higher level tier runes, and something you can do if you visit this bank by sheer coincidence. Ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and also I hope you put some of these methods to good use. If you're gonna be one of those people who stop paying membership with real money, at least you're gonna start making a ton more GP to get your bi-weekly bond. And like I said at the beginning of the video, in order to be entered in a juicy bond giveaway, let me know in a comment below what your favorite money-making method is that doesn't require a ton of effort. I am going to randomly pick a winner on Friday, and I will pin your comment on this video for other people to see your nice tip. In order to claim the bond, you have to join Discord, show me proof that it's you, and we will be able to coordinate the drop for me to give you that nice little bond. I want to give a massive thank you to every single person who has become a channel member over the past few weeks and even months. Your guys' support is absolutely insane. If you would like to monetarily support this channel and join this amazing project, click the join button below and see what type of cool perks and rewards you can get out of your monetary pledge. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next upload, and also every single day on this YouTube channel, as we are still live stream every single day. And in the next one, I am going to tell you guys how to prepare for the extremely anticipated Raids 3 release. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you then. Peace!